Hello, welcome to this video. We're going to talk more about crime. In fact, we've had 3 crimes that have happened in Mineola that, of course, mostly have barely been covered by South Shore 12. So first, we're going to get started with the burglary in Mineola, which occurred at a church. And South Shore 12 barely covered this for like 17 seconds. This guy looks like one of the vagrants I see hanging around the train station. A burglary in Mineola that happened on Thursday, February 22nd, 2024 at 4:09 p.m. That's right, broad daylight, which isn't a surprise because daylight or dark, this town is dead. There are hardly any people around. So according to detectives, an unknown subject entered the Corpus Christi Church located at 155 Garfield Avenue and approached 4 donation boxes, breaking each of them and taking an unknown amount of U.S. currency. You know, it takes a certain type of lowlife to steal from a church. It really does. The subject then fled the church on foot in an unknown direction. Of course, he got away because there are never any police around here. The suspect is described as a male black, approximately 35 years old, last seen wearing a gray hooded sweatshirt, gray sweatpants, fan ski cap, gray sneakers, and a surgical mask covering his face. So if you have any information about this guy, call 1-800-244-TIPS. So this is the guy right here. You know what? I may have seen him at the train station, but he's so covered up it's hard to tell at this point. You know, these are the kind of people that we have hanging around Mineola. They're up to no good. This is not a safe place to live. There was another burglary in Mineola. This happened on the same day, Thursday, February 22nd at 8:15. An unknown male entered the Cologne and Spa located at 529 Jericho Turnpike through a second floor window. Once inside, he took approximately $50 in cash from the current drawers and a cash register located inside, and then he fled the scene in an unknown direction. Of course, he got away, like they always do. So let's show you where this happened. The Corpus Christi Church is like right by where I live. So this is literally right off Willis Avenue with this is now the Spa place, Jericho Turnpike. Who knows? May even be the same person. Being that they happened in the same day, maybe even the same person. This is 529 Jericho Turnpike. 529 Jericho Turnpike, Mineola. Let's see. You see, even the computer wants to go to the South Shore, but no, this is a little further west. This is a little more toward Garden City Park off Herrick's Road over here. Yeah, so that's where that happened. But that's not the only crime that happened in Mineola. Let's go over here because we have another one that happened in Mineola. This one News 12 did actually cover. But we're going to read the statement from the police first on the arrest of this man here. So the 3rd squad reports the arrest of a West Hempstead man for an incident that occurred on Thursday, February 22nd at 2:50 in Mineola. Boy, Thursday was a bad day for Mineola. According to 3 crimes in one day. According to detectives, a female victim, 19, hired Joroba Pest Control, located at 99 Rose Avenue in Hempstead, to exterminate her apartment. While the service technician was spraying her home, some of the chemicals got on the victim. The technician advised the victim to change her clothing as the substance is poisonous and harmful. That's pretty bad as it is. The victim immediately changed her clothes but noticed a cell phone actively recording in a bucket with a hole on the victim's bed. The victim immediately called 911. Man, what a creep. A thorough investigation was conducted, and Walter Rivas, 45 of 474 Locust Terrace, was arrested without incident. Defendant Walter Rivas is charged with unlawful surveillance, 2nd degree. That's all. I mean, was that really an accident when he sprayed the chemicals on her? I don't think so. Why isn't he being charged with assault? I mean, you know, if this happened in the middle of the island, they'd be pressing harder, but they don't care. And detectives request anyone who believes they may have been a victim of this guy to contact the 3rd squad. So, this is what goes on here. Why is he only getting so? You can take a guess because of that charge. What wound up happening? He was let out on his own. He was let out. That's right. He was let out. So we're going to play this. It says right here on the News 12 story that the defendant is charged with unlawful surveillance. It is not a bail-eligible offense, and he was released on his own recognizance because we have bail reform in New York State. So let's play this story for you.
In Mineola, and it led to the arrest of an exterminator. News 12's Cecilia Dowd
At least
has
they
the
did a good
story.
job covering this.
I felt bad. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to react.
So I could see she has an accent already. So we already know that, you know, we don't know if she was a white girl. He would probably still be in jail. All right, we know that. But again, they don't care about people they only care about white people in this county. All right, because that man should have been charged with assault. All right, spraying those chemicals on her.
This 19-year-old who doesn't want her face shown, describing a terrifying ordeal. A man from a pest control company who she said had been to her Mineola home before is accused of recording her inside her bedroom. She said she was home with her nephews at the time.
He sprayed me and he told me that I had to change really quick.
The technician touched the female victim's clothing and then advised her, this is a dangerous pesticide. You need to immediately remove your clothes, including your underwear.
So she went to change her clothing and discovered a work bucket with a hole in it. Inside it, she says, a cell phone recording her.
I went outside and I asked him, like, why are you recording me? And then he tried to grab his phone.
Under arrest, Walter Rivas, who police say had been working for Joroba Pest Control, a Hempstead company. The company says upon learning of the incident, they, quote, immediately terminated the individual's employment.
I asked him, oh, so you knew I was going to be here, or what happened? And he was like, no, I'm sorry. It was the first time I did it.
And according to court documents, the defendant said, quote, I made a mistake. Rivas had nothing to say following his Friday arraignment on a charge of unlawful surveillance.
I'm in shock of what happened.
Meantime, the company...
Why is he only charged with unlawful surveillance? I mean, he sprayed her with a pesticide. Isn't that assault?
Says it is deeply disturbed and says the behavior exhibited by the former employee is inexcusable and reprehensible. Cecilia Dowd, News 12, Long Island.
And police are asking any other potential victims out there to contact.
So it says right here, it says, they say while he was spraying her home, some of the chemicals got on the victim. You know he did that on purpose so she would change. You know that. Why is this creep out on the streets? I mean, I can blame bail reform, but why didn't they charge him with something else? Unbelievable. So that's what goes on in my town. This is what life is on Long Island. If you're not a white finance professional, you get treated like crap. All right? And we got more crime here that's happened. Center Reach man. Look at this. This only got 23 seconds. Center Reach man accused of drugging woman then raping her while she was unconscious. Somehow that's not important, right? But I guess, no, it happened. It happened in the middle of the island. We don't care. So this happened. Where did this happen? Center Reach man was indicted Friday for allegedly raping a woman while she was unconscious. Detectives say Arthur O'Neill brought the victim to his home in December after drugging her. And that only gets 22 seconds.
Drugging her with Ambien in December. And when they searched O'Neill's house, they say they found videos of the alleged incident on his cell phone.
In the middle of the island, Center Reach. This is what we get. This is what we get, right? This is what we get to deal with. Well, the preppies, they can be safe, right? They can be safe. Well, we got to deal with all these problems. You think I'm happy about it? You think I'm not ripping mad about it? Because I am ripping mad about it. Right? But if something happens on the South Shore wall, the press is, we're going to cover it. 1 minute and 23 seconds because they discovered possible human remains in Rockville Center. We don't even know if this was, it may very well have been natural causes. But, of course, because it happened in Rockville Center, oh, my gosh. Oh, my God. Something happened in our preppy little town. We got to stop the presses and be all over it.
At Rockville Center, police were on the scene for hours. At one point, they pulled what appeared to be a body bag out of the woods. News 12's John Dowding is on the scene right now.
If they found the body in the Pine Barrens and Deer Park, you think they would be covering it for 1 minute and 23 seconds? I got $100 that says they wouldn't.
Now with what we know. John.
Yeah, hey, good evening to you, Antoinette. So neighbors I spoke to say they saw police all here behind me on Peninsula Boulevard. This wooded area, it's obviously dark right now, so it's hard to see that. That's where police went in the woods and searched this wooded area and carried out what appeared to be a body bag. And News 12 cameras were rolling when that incident happened earlier this afternoon. Police were first called to the scene near Main Avenue around 1:45.
Maybe there was a homeless person living in there. We don't know.
Possible human remains. They wrapped up their investigation on scene here around 6 hours later. And nearby residents we spoke to say they're shocked to learn about this gruesome discovery.
Of course, in our little enclave, everything has to be 100% perfect.
I didn't pay much attention to it, though. I didn't. I didn't know what it was about. I don't know.
This guy looks like he's talking like a stockbroker, probably a stockbroker.
There's a body involved.
Now, this is still a very active investigation. A lot is unknown about exactly what happened here today. So stick with us as we work to learn more.
I'm sure they'll be all over it. I'm sure they'll be all over it. So there you go. You know, this whole area here is just done for, man. Just put an X over it, man. This whole area here, just put an X. Jamaica, Floral Park, Elmont, Franklin Square, West Hempstead, East Meadow, part of East Meadow, Garden City, yeah, you too. That's right. Mineola, Wills, this whole freaking area. Westbury, Carl Place, Hicksville, forget it. This is what's happening. We're being redlined. Yeah, it's illegal, but it's happening. And we don't count for nothing. We don't count for anything because it's all part of the plan. If you're not one of those preppy white people on the South Shore, well, you don't deserve to have a good quality of life. That's the way they think. That's the way our politicians think. That's the way the media thinks. That's what people are conditioned to think. And I'm very mad about it. You can tell I'm very, very mad about it because I know the end game and what it all means. And it's to drive me out and drive everybody else who isn't one of these snobby, preppy, white finance professionals out of Long Island. And you think I'm going to be quiet about it? Well, I'm not. I'm going to be mad. And I'm going to keep being mad on here about it. And I'm going to get even madder. All right? Because it's wrong.